Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good day tonight. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, we're going to be starting in the moment. We're going to be starting in the moment. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the evening session of the Blueprint. And our instructor will be joining us soon. Yeah, so we're having this evening session of the Blueprint, and we're going to we're going to be having our speaker join us. So let me quickly send the invite link as my custom is. We're live. So hold on as I invite everybody to be a part. Inviting everybody to be a part. Just hold on. Sending invite to everybody. Just hold on. So we're live. We are live everywhere. Everybody is. Please call them to come out because we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. So I want to call everybody to join us. We're going to start in a moment and our speaker is available already. But I want to invite everybody so that no one can miss out. Okay. Thank you very much. Someone said for me, good work. Good work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So I'm sending an invite to everybody so that you can all join us. So shortly, everybody will be joining in. So if you are here already, you'll be notified. Let me know in the comment section where you're joining us from. Just let me know in the comment section where you're joining us from. Yeah, I want to invite everyone now. I want to invite everyone now. So just bear with me a little as I do that. I have to broadcast it to every of our platforms. Yeah, 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 yeah. So just hold on while I do that. Just let me know in the comments where you're connecting us from. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. This is the evening session. Somebody just asked. I'm sending invitations to everybody, everybody. So you are just joining us. That's how we do. I'm trying to reach our speaker too, so that she can be live. So hold on, important. We have our live. So hold on. So, trying to bring Asika on. Asika is the founder of the World Acclaim School. He started learning Christian Center, which grew a school from 0 to 150 in 3 years. So we're going to be having her speak to us tonight, and that's wonderful. So just hold on. As I bring on board. Just hold on. I just bring her on board. I'm going to pass the people so that she can join us. I'm waiting for her now. We'll do it shortly. Do it shortly. Listen for the people. Please let me know. Yeah, people are coming in. Good to have you. Let me know where you're calling us. You are waiting us. Okay, Africa is here. She's here now. Right. Yes, she's here. So she'll be joining us any moment from now. Yes, she'll be joining us any moment from now. All right. So she's here. I'm going to introduce her. We're going to be having her speak to us in a moment. She's the founder of Inspired Christian Learning Center, and she started at school. Our school celebrated 5 years of existence this year, and in 5 years, has been able to reach out to so many uh, children, both primary level, secondary level. She has been able to reach out to them. She's running a mixed school, I mean, where she has uh, she has uh, students, both the physically challenged children and also other students. She has them together with running with a robust curriculum, and she's been able to grow steadily. But what is even more astonishing for me about Mrs. Charity is her desire to always learn. And she doesn't learn alone, she learns with her staff, both her head of school. I've known her and her head of school from the beginning of the school, and they've been together since then. And she has been able to maintain that relationship. Whatever training you find her, you always or almost immediately find her head of school. She's a woman that loves knowledge. And she'll be taking us this evening on how do you have a work environment where people are hungry to learn, people are always learning, and those teachers are also staying. They are not just cutting or moving to another school. They are also staying. How do you create such an environment, a learning environment? That's what I'm going to be having her speak with us tonight. I'm going to bring her on in a moment. We're going to bring her on in a moment, but before I bring her on, let me know where you are joining us from, as I'm sending invites to all groups so that they can join us. Like, let me just know where you are joining us from, the name of your school, and where you are joining us from, so I can acknowledge everybody that is here. You know, we are so late already, but so I can acknowledge everybody that is here. Let me know where you are joining us from. Let me know where you are joining us from. Okay, yes, I can see Dariola today. That global every solutions. All right, Mr. Deika Okose, fantastic. Okay, Bada Coins International School Abuja, Honorable Lovely, the Royal Seed International Academy, Okwe Asaba, Remy Onilola, joining us from Lagos. I think others, please put in the comments. I'm going to be bringing our speaker on now. So, I'm going to be bringing our speaker on now to join us. I'm going to be bringing her on now to join us. So let's get set. Let's get set. join us now. Good evening, Ma.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ma. Oh,
Good evening. Is my face showing? A
uh, it's a bit dark.
bit dark.
Uh, how
Okay.
can we do? I'm looking at you. If excuse me. If you can face the light, it's gonna be brighter.
Or
You are
facing
backing
the
the
light,
light.
right?
You're backing the light, so the light.
Okay.
If the light can be in front of you, it's gonna be brighter. All
Okay.
right. So thank you all. As I acknowledge everybody that is joining us, let me acknowledge all others joining us. Nello Tisha, yeah, Nello Tisha from Bellflower Academy, Enugu, Adam Hara from Smart Start Educational Services, Lagos, Dr. Khadija from Shutu Khadija from Ikorodu, Lagos, Honorable Lovely. Thank you. That this is my pain right now. How to attract and keep teachers. Funke Olaleye, Royalty School, Learning, and Big COVID Queen. Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. All right, so, excuse me, excuse me. Um,
So is it better off now?
yes, it is. It is.
All right.
It is.
Thank you very much, teacher IT, for having me on this show. I am so grateful, and I'm not taking it for granted at all. I'm not taking it for granted. Just like we have heard, my name is Charity Ibeabuchi, and by God's grace, I run an inclusive Christian school in Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, I'm a member of the Five Secret Community. I followed Teacher IT for a long time now, and I must also say that I can't write my success story without mentioning his name. I cannot write my success story without mentioning his name. Um, let's move. The topic before me is the secret behind recruiting, training, and keeping teachers for long. My school is just 5 years, and I must say that we have over 70% of our pioneer staffs still with us. In fact, we just said bye bye to one of our OT who started with us from the beginning yesterday. Duty calls and he has to go. But at least he has spent 5 years with us. Um, so I must say that God has helped us these 5 years. I'll just be sharing with you what has worked for me. I listened to the speaker yesterday. Is it Dowen School? I listened to her, and I want to follow suit. This is what has worked for me. I want to believe that if you pick one or two and begin to practicalize them, they will also produce results. Like she said, there is nothing magical about success, and I believe so much in that phrase. There is nothing magical about success. So I'll just be sharing what has happened with to me or has happened with me these 5 years. So I'll be telling my stories. Is my story that I want to tell tonight. All right, so let's move. If you have your pen, your jotters, you can begin to jot down. Remember, we're looking at the secret behind recruiting, training, and keeping teachers for long. So let me start with my story. The first thing I want to start with is tonight, I never mind the mockers. I never mind the mockers. I remembered when we started, I won't bug you with the story of how I started my journey, but my journey into running Inspired Christian School is divine. So I don't want to bug you with all that story, but it's really divine. And when I started off, God already told me what to do. He gave me a blueprint. So it wasn't like going to copy one vision statement somewhere and all that. No, there was a laid down rule of how to run the school. So many people mocked me, fellow school owners mocked me, saying things like, if you want to run a church, run a church. If you want to run a school, run a school. I didn't give in to those mockery. I never answered anyone. I kept on doing what I have asked to do. And today, so many of those people who mocked us saying those things are now coming back to say, please tell us what you are doing. Because, of course, over time, they have seen results, they have seen improvement, they have seen that these things we are doing, we are not just faking it. There are things they have seen that it is working with us. So they are coming back to ask us, what exactly? Tell us what exactly you are doing. And so I never mind the mockers. So I say to someone out there watching me this evening, one of the things I want to say to you is God has given you a blueprint, or there is something in your mind, even if it's not God, there is something in your mind that you started with. Please keep on. Keep it up. Never mind what anybody is saying to you. Never mind what anybody is, saying to you. Just move with the vision that you have. Move with the vision that you have. Do not go about trying to mop up things, like the woman said yesterday, when parents come in to ask you what career you see, I run British, that. So many people do not even understand what they say, So, but one thing I want to say to you this evening is just this thing: never mind the mockers. Very soon, they will begin to see the effect, the positive effect in what you are doing. So that's the first point I want us to note. So let's move in. The second thing I want us to note tonight is creating an enabling environment. Enabling environment. My workplace is an environment that is tension free. Very tension free. We are like a family in my school. Let your teachers, your staff members begin to see. I brought in someone to train my drivers 2 years ago. And at the end of the day, he came and said to me that this training was needless. So I'm like, why did you say it wasn't needful? He said, because all of them, the 4 drivers he spoke with, spoke, almost the same language. They saw the work as their own. When you make your staff begin to see the school as our own and not as your own, I'm telling you, you will exert less pressure in running that establishment. So he said to me, he said, all of them, by the time I asked them questions, they kept telling me that this school is our own. That's an enabling environment. They have seen things, they have seen the owner address it as our own. It's not my own. When you begin to address your school as your own, then you will have problem with others. You will have problem with the people that are supposed to be your vision drivers. Let them understand. When you walk into my school, you will see our pictures everywhere, written boldly, vision drivers. And that's what, and myself included. So you don't exempt yourself. We are all vision drivers. The cleaners are there, the drivers are there, the nannies are there, the minders, assistant class teacher, everybody. So we come in every morning, get to the reception, and we see our faces as the vision drivers of this work. That's an enabling environment. So we must make our environment enabling for these ones. Let them come in and, feel relaxed. Let your staff members come in and feel relaxed in your establishment. By so doing, I'm telling you, you will exert less pressure to see this work done. Remember, we're looking at how to recruit and make them stay for long. Like I said at the beginning, over 70% of my staff members who started with us as our pioneer staff are still very much available, not willing to go. I just posted something on my group, my Facebook page, not quite long, and you see a note written by the OT we said goodbye to yesterday. So this, when you begin to make them feel a sense of belonging, this is our own. This is our own. It's not her own. It's not our own. And that's why you see even the drivers, once they see a child trying to spoil something, yeah, you want to spoil our chair, you want to spoil her. It is our, not theirs. It is ours, not hers. No. So we must begin to create this enabling environment. Your staffs are coming to work late. Ask, what is the problem? When I see my people coming late, we resume quite early. In fact, resumption in my school is 7 a.m. because that's the time we come in for devotion. And so I see anyone coming in maybe 7:10. The first question shouldn't be, come and stay here, you came late. No. We all are in Lagos and we understand that the roads can be funny at times. So what to do at that point is to draw the person closer to you. Why did you come late? And don't be surprised, you will get tangible reasons why this person came late. Tangible reasons why the person came late. So please let us create what? Let us learn to create an enabling environment for our teachers and other staff members to do what? To be able to function in. The next thing is good onboarding process. Good onboarding and orientation process. How do teachers come into your organizations? How do they come in? How do they come in? There must be good onboarding process. The speaker that spoke yesterday talked about good onboarding process for the parents. The same way, we need to have good onboarding process for our staff members. In my school, I say things like this. You come in and you are celebrated like a king. The day you will leave, except you live like a mad person. But if you live well, you live reasonably, there is a letter to say, please, so time I am leaving, then you are also celebrated like a king. I'm not joking about this. We celebrate you as a king coming in. And we will also celebrate you as a king when it is time for you. You must have a good onboarding. I say to school owners, do not allow your teachers or any staff member come in and meet you empty. Don't allow anybody come to your organization and meet you empty. When they meet you empty, they tend to behave anyhow. But when there are rules and regulations, I know what to do as a teacher. I know what to do as a class assistant. I know what to do as a minder, as a driver. I'm telling you, they will not behave anyhow. Some school owners do not have this. And so teachers come in anyhow. Someone came to me the other day and was saying that a teacher just decided on her own not to resume this January. And so what do I do? So I asked her, I said, what's your own? But when they come in, what do you say to them? She said nothing. I said, that's the problem. That's the problem. You didn't say anything to her, so she doesn't know she will give you a letter when she's going. She doesn't know. There's nothing on ground. Don't allow these people come in and they meet you empty. Let them come in and see things for themselves and see that you have so much on ground for them. So when you come into my school as someone, of course, we already have our job description stated. We know who we want for the job. And so we send out our notifications that we're looking for so maybe we're looking for a physiotherapist or something. We already put out, okay, so we want a Christian, because I run a Christian organization. We have seen Muslims come in and then we tell them what we stand for. And at the end of the day, nobody is saying no to them, but on their own, they are not coming because there's a specification that we want. So every Jick and Harry will not just come into your workplace. And so that's why you need to start with this. And so by the time you even enlist people for interview, there are things to say to them. And so when they come in fact, in my school, when you come in as a new staff, you have a mentor for the next 3 months. Someone is mentoring you. An old staff with a good report is mentoring you. And so when, in fact, I say to my old people, when I look for a new person or when a new person begins to misbehave, then I know the problem is from you, the mentor. So in my school right now, once you come in as a new staff, there is someone that is attached to you, or you are attached to someone to begin to mentor you, to begin to remind you some of those things we have said to you on the 3 days orientation. You must have, it is necessary. You must have a 3-day orientation before you start your work. As a teacher, before you get, no matter how urgent it is, you must have your 3-day onboarding process before you handle any class. In fact, for some people, you will need to sit in someone's class for another 2 weeks before you handle. So by the time they get on board this way, they will not leave anyhow. They will not leave anyhow. So please don't allow any of these ones come in and meet you empty. Make things, put things in place. And so let me talk so much on training. The next point is training. I see a lot of school owners say when you train them, they leave. It's fine. That's my ideology about life. If I train you and you leave, fine. Go and use the information on another child. We need to leave this low mindset of I will spend money. When I train you and you leave, it's fine. It's fine. Go and use the informations, the knowledge you have gained on someone else. It's fine. So please, let's leave this. And when you train them, they will leave. When I train them, they no. They won't be with you forever. That's one thing in fact, a teacher came into my school, and at the point of interview, we asked her, why did you come into this place? And you know what she said to us? That the school she left, the school she left told her that she needs to develop herself, and that the school that will help her in that vicinity is Inspired Christian School. We started laughing. In fact, that she needs to develop herself, and so that the only school in this vicinity that will help her is Inspired. She should run to that place. This statement alone made me take that lady. And today she's a better person. I'm serious. So train them. There's no kind of training we don't go for in my school.
Yeah.
And most of my trainings we go together. And then you are bringing in someone to train you. Sit down there as a school owner. Diction people come to train, I am sitting down there. The day teacher IT came to my school to train, thank God you saw me in that meeting. You don't leave them. That's put yourself in their shoes. You don't send them for trainings, and you are, of course, in my school there is a policy. I send you for training, you will come back, write your report, and then train others. So in case it is only 4 people we send for this particular training, when you come back, the 4 of you will organize, and then everybody is sharing from that training. We just had a course on special need, and 4 people from my school went. It is not 10 kobo. The training is not 1 naira. It's a professional diploma course. And we paid. There's a budget for training every time. When we sit to make our budgets, there's a budget, good budget for training, because we know that if we must improve in our teaching and learning, which is the only business of a school, we must also develop ourselves every time. We must become lifelong learners, including you, the school owners. I say to my therapists with every boldness, everybody in my school know that in case you leave me unexpectedly, I will function properly in your position. It's not mouth making. They know that. And so it's not you. So you decide to leave today, it's fine. I will enter your class and I'll handle it, including secondary school, because we have trained ourselves. No teacher in my school, there's something I used to tell my teachers: if you live Inspired and you are not sought after, then you have wasted your time here. Ask them if you see any of them. If you leave this place and you are not sought after, then you have wasted your period here. You have wasted your period here. School owners, let's begin to make budget for training. Training, training, training. There's nothing we don't train ourselves on. In fact, training is the watchword for us in my school. That every Sunday evening, except something happens. In fact, as we are entering a new term, we have made our roster. So every Sunday evening, someone is training. That's amongst us now. The last person that trained us Sunday trained us on air infection and how to prevent it. And don't be surprised, all of us, most people gained something new, including myself. And so I won't say because a staff member is training, I won't be available. No, it is something we agreed on. So once it's 5 p.m. on a Sunday evening, it's just 1 hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, we are done. That's to show you that we do not play with training, and it is showing. It is showing. So please, let's develop this attitude to train our staff members. Train the nannies. In fact, there was a day I told my nannies, the people handling the crèche, that they are going for training at Magodo. So someone that came in heard that one. Nannies, what are they going to train themselves on? And I said, don't worry, they need to know how to handle these children. And they came and they came back with news. And since that training 3 years ago, we now have what we call medical approval form in my crèche. In fact, in the whole school, we had to, after the crèche, we started with the whole school. So parents cannot just come and say, please, there's paracetamol in my child's bag, help me give to her. Who will give? You must come and sign a form. That's what my nannies got from a training. If they did not go for this training, we will still be doing it. Parents will put paracetamol, put flagyl, put all manner, cough syrup. Madam, please help me give it to my child by 12 noon. Give her 5 liters. No, we don't take such information anymore. You come in and you fill a form, and then the school nurse can administer. If they did not go for that training, we'll still be doing the old way. And so please, training is so important. I hope we are noting the points. Am I too fast, teacher IT?
I mean, for me, I'm enjoying the pace, but we can ask the viewers because they are the one.
Okay, so please let's ask. So
if you are too fast, please if she is too fast, let's put it in the comment because it's just releasing light. She's releasing light. It's just coming out. So please let's know in the comments. You can continue. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Am I too fast?
No, somebody has sent a comment in and said it's okay.
It's okay. All right. Thank you. So the next thing I want to talk about now is salaries. Salary. Very important. I went for a training one day, and I heard the trainer said, you know, it was a Christian school training, and the trainer said to us that we will not pay our staffs with holy water. And that stuck into my brain immediately. You know, when I started, because of course we are a Christian school, some parents will take off for granted the 11th week they have not paid, and so my teachers will always hear, God bless you, please let's keep waiting and all that, until I went for this training 4 years ago, and he said, your teachers need money, not holy water, not God bless you. And something changed in me, and you know, a policy came immediately. We must pay our teachers, we must pay our staff members if we must retain them. No matter what you think you are paying. I tell my teachers sometimes, I say, I know we pay peanuts here, but by God's grace, it comes on time. By 26th of every month, their money has entered their accounts. And if for any reason 26th it won't enter, I will come to the platform and apologize. You know, I said this thing somewhere, and the school owners, they say, what do you mean? Come and apologize. It's 26th, end of the month. I said, no, that's our agreement. We agreed that on the 26th, you will get your money. And so for any reason I did not meet up with 26th, I should be able to come online and say, please, 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 we couldn't meet up with our 26th. We are so sorry for this, but just give us one more day. I remembered one time, okay, so that we're still using Sterling to pay our staff. Sent this thing since 25th. They did it. They kept saying network, 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 network. By 26th, network, network. I had to apologize. I called my teachers, went to the platform, and I told them that please, we have sent this to Sterling Bank, but they are having network issues. I promise you that if by 27 they do not resolve their problems, we are going to pay by hands. And honestly, that was what happened. I had to pay over 56 people on hand. I will go and do one-on-one transfer. It wasn't easy at all, but because something is at stake, my integrity, the integrity of the school is at stake where these guys are. Please, let's learn to pay our salaries on time. Don't wait until the 15th. A school owner said to me, it's the 15th of next month that I pay, and I'm wondering, why should it be so? That some of them, when you pay them, they disappear with your money. No, it's because there are no rules and regulations on ground. There are no informations. There is no proper onboarding. If there is a proper onboarding and a staff member knows that if you must leave, you must give me a month notice or a term. Some people say a term. I don't do a term. Just give me a month notice is fine for me. And so if they understand this, I don't think any reasonable person will wake up one day and run away. No. So instead of saying I'll pay them until the 15th of next month, so that even if they want to go, they have worked for me for 15 days. No, that's, for me, I see it as wickedness. Maybe because of the kind of school I run, or because of the kind of person that I am. But please, I beg us, these are things that have sustained me, sustained the school, kept my staff members. Do you understand? And I just feel that sharing this, and if you practicalize them, they will also begin to work in your favor. So salary, pay them on time. Let their, no matter what it is, I don't think I'm paying anybody 100,000, but they are there. I know that I still have teachers that I pay 30,000. They are there. Why? The little they collect come on time, and it's meaningful. By the time we are releasing your money, we are praying, Lord, this money will be meaningful. This money will be useful. They will not use it for hospital bills. They will not use it to service negativity. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. And my teachers know, the staff members, they know. We are paying you, we are praying that the money will be meaningful. You know, when I see people say, my people come to borrow money before the end, we've not, rarely, in these 5 years, if anybody has done it, maybe just 5 people. We don't have anybody who will come before the end of the term and before the end of the month and say, give me. No, because the money is meaningful. We have taught ourselves how to make our money meaningful, and so they know. One of the things I teach my staff are things that I practice for myself. 100% of my money, 10% goes on tithe, 10% goes on savings, 10% go for my parents, 10% go, just like that. There's a breakdown of how to use my money. Then as someone who is working, something must also leave me every month to buy. If it's slippers I can afford, if it's earring, I am working, I should be able to get something for myself. It can be pants, it can be, so we already know this. They know it. Wake any of my staff member, they know. So as their money is coming every month, there's a division, there's a column for everything, there's a column for parents. Something must leave you as someone who is working to your parents, because of course that guarantees blessings. It guarantees blessings. So something must leave you every month as someone who is someone's child. Bless your parents. It can be 1,000, it can be 2,000, but let something leave you. So they know all these things. So when our money comes, it's not useless. So please, I hope someone here is gaining from this. You can go and build your own. Just look at your money, 100%. Begin to, I'm a Christian who believes in paying tithe, so I pay my tithe 10%. I save, at least 10% must be saved. Then I'm a family woman. Something must enter my family for the month. Then my parents, I must give to them, my church and all that. So just begin to break these things down and help your staff members. So please, their salaries is something you must put to heart. Put it to heart. Don't play with their salary. Make a budget. For my school, once our money coming, we move the teacher already, we make our budget, so we know. So if 5 million is coming in, we already know that, okay, so maybe 2.5 or 3 million or something is going on teachers' salary, the staff salary. So we just move it to another account where nothing will make us touch it. So at the end of the month, you are not praying to, and God, please say, no, there is no, you don't need to pray if you do the right thing. So please take their salaries to heart. All right. Then have plans. Have plans. One of the things we do in our onboarding period is to tell you what we have for you. And so by the time you hear those mouth-watering things, you won't want to leave. This guy that left yesterday went with a brand new laptop given to him by the school. We, of course, we give Bible. That's part of, because we're a Christian school, our part of sent forth gift is a Bible. We give it to you as your sword. So they know, so that if you stay if you have been with us for 3 years, you have free medicals every term. I think it's 10,000 naira. You have 10,000 naira, and so there's a clinic, a hospital that we use very close to the school. So every time you are sick, you just go there and treat yourself. Once it is within the 10,000 naira, the school pays for it. They know. Then if you are 3 years in the school, your children will not pay a dime. They only for tuition. 3 years up, you don't pay tuition for it's this tuition fee from all my staff members, except maybe 1 to 2 years, then you pay, I think, 50%. But once you are 3 years with us, your children, even if they are 10, on tuition free. So by the time you see all these plans, you won't want to leave now. Then when you are 7 years, you have a brand new phone. We are not 7 yet, so we are now at 5, and we have over nine people who we collect laptop this year. About 4 people have collected. Then I think the people who came in February will also collect this month. Just like that. And you keep to your promise. So your own may not be this. Do something that you can carry. Yours may not be this. Yes, so if you know it is only the school that is giving you money, the school alone is not giving me money, so I'm able to do all these other things, So do what you can do. It may not be laptop, it may not be phone, it may not be, but something, let them know that there is a plan for them. You will see my teacher saying, we don't go anywhere, we stay here. That's what they say to themselves. In fact, this Mr. Ojo that left, go to my page and read the write-up. He doesn't want to, but he has to. So what are we saying? If you have plans in place for them, I'm telling you, they will not leave. They will not leave. If you have 4 children, you are going to be paying just for their extracurricular, but tuition is free. You only buy books when it is the time to buy books. Why will I want to go? Why will I want to go? So please have pension. We have pension plan. We started last year, even if we've gotten like 3 or 4 people who have come to speak to us on their different plans, we are yet to choose. But that's another added advantage for them. Oh, pension plan. And so very soon, once we conclude, we'll start. So please let them begin to see that you have them at heart. If they see that you have them at heart, I'm telling you honestly, they will have your work at heart. I said something here. We also celebrate your leaving like we celebrate your coming in. I mentioned this earlier. We celebrate your leaving like we celebrate your coming in. So if I know that I will be celebrated like a king, why will I wake up one morning and just disappear? Do you understand? No. So why not tender my letter, and then they will call for a send-off party and celebrate me like the king that I am. So that's what we're saying. We celebrate your living like we celebrate. When you come in, we celebrate you. After our onboarding, there's a gift for you to welcome you into the Inspired family. When you are going, there's a gift for you to say goodbye. So let them, I'm telling you, if you do all this, Nobody will just wake up one day and take off. We've not seen. In fact, the driver that tried it came to apologize that he doesn't know the devil that came over him. I'm serious. He came back after some months and he was crying in the school compound. So I told him, I said, my rule is, since you have gone, you can't work again. But your savings, I'll give you your savings. And so there's something we also do in my school. Every month we save 1,000 naira for everybody. Like this Mr. Ojo that left yesterday, we calculated his savings. He's going to go with over 60K. That's not his salary.
Wow.
That's money that he can't even remember that something was leaving his salary. And so what I did for that driver, I said, since you came back to your senses like the prodigal son, no problem. My head of school, please calculate his savings. I think his savings was like 6,000 or so. We gave him and he left. So every month something leaves and they do it willingly. They do it willingly. In fact, our Christmas last year was, even for me as a school owner, was tension-free. It was so easy. When every staff member went with 2 chicken, we were contributing. Of course, someone just suggested last year that we can do this at the end of the by November or December, we'll buy cow, do that, and we tried it. Every month we were saving 2,000. Some people did 2 hands, some people did 3. Like me, I did 3. So I came in to my house with for 1 hand is 2 chickens. So I came with 6 live chicken. By September, we already calculated money. A woman agreed to give us chicken. We should pay 2,000, and so by December she will give us chicken. And so we gave her that September, and by December, come and see chicken. In fact, before I killed some of my own, we got like 12 eggs. One of my staff members said she got like 16. Christmas was so easy. This last Christmas, we had Ororo. We had so the Maggi now. The PTF, thank God for a wonderful PTF, and we've had great support from our PTF. That's what other schools call PTA. By the time we told them, they asked us what we are giving to the town. We told them they sent in money for condiments. Since we already have rice, every staff member went with 1/4 bag of rice. If you are doing 2 hands, then half bag. If you're like myself, I was doing 3 hands, so I went with half bag and 1/4 bag. So everybody. One of my teachers was, one of the nanny was testifying early this year that the husband for the first time saw that the wife was working. Could tell that something. She came in with 2 live chicken, came in with rice and oil, and the other was just everything she needed for Christmas: meat day, Maggi day, thyme and curry day, rice day, oil day. So what else? Christmas food don't land. so that's it, So please, let's try and inculcate all this. We have a cooperative in my school where you come, we save, and then if you want if you have a pressing need, you come and pick money, and then with small interest, and we are enjoying. So please, all these things, if you know that you're already saving money somewhere, you can't just wake up and decide to leave. No. So we do a cooperative in my school. Every month you drop something, then maybe if you want to pick, I don't know how they do it because I'm not part of that, but I know that they just sent me a report that they have given how many people 55,000. Then someone who is doing 2 hands collected 110. So I just got that report this evening. So that's a good one. All these things will make them stay. All right, so let's move. One of the things we do in my school too is that every month we celebrate our teachers. Just like we celebrate our children every month with a cake, we also celebrate the teachers. So for the ones that celebrated in January, the 3rd Friday of every month is our celebration day. We celebrate our teachers. The children in their classes will also tell that, something is happening here. Not small celebration though. It may not be cooking and But you know, with the cake, we're making so much noise, like the one that celebrated in January with Olufemi, so much noise in the school. Olufemi, you know, the children can tell when it's time. And so nobody wants to see all this and decide to go anywhere. So let's celebrate their birthdays, celebrate their anniversaries, celebrate their anniversaries. My teacher surprised me my last birthday. I wasn't really surprised that they went to that length, because that's what I also do. But you know, I was moved to tears because I didn't know. I went for a training with about 5 of them in Ayetoro. We were in the same room, we were in the same apartment, but I didn't know that these guys were with me for 1 week and were also planning for my birthday. I didn't sense it at all. I wept, honestly. My head of school was with me in that training. My lead teacher was with me. The various heads of department, nursery head, primary head, secondary head, was with me, the great mind heads. We were all there in Ayetoro for a week, not knowing that the little opportunity we will have, they will go outside, and I couldn't just tell. So when I saw that, I was crying. I was crying like a baby, you know. So it wasn't that I was surprised, because this is the same thing I will also do, you know. So I wasn't surprised, but it amazed me that we were here together, and you know, they were planning all this for me. So please, let's learn to celebrate our teachers' birthday, celebrate their anniversaries. Another thing we do well in my school is that once in a year we go for relaxation. Yes, we go for relaxation. You know, we usually do this in August before resumption. 2 years back or 3 years back, we were at Lekki, a beach in Lekki. This last year, we were at Badagry, Whispering Palms at Badagry. We had fun. Kai, my staff look up to this, including cleaners, everybody, drivers. We had so much fun. So we went, paid for rooms, paired ourselves, 4-4, including me, we paired. I didn't go there and do madam. We see ourselves as one. It's not time for madam, no. We paired ourselves, 4-4 in a room. I stayed with my head of school, my lead teacher, and then I think the secondary head. Like that, 4-4, just pick 4 people in a room. We paid. We are not collecting any money from anyone. We paid. The school is also in our budget. It's in our budget to take care of these ones. So we went to Whispering Palm, I think we got in there Friday morning. Yeah, we left Lagos on Friday morning, got in there before 12, took some nap. In the evening, we went. Saturday, we were there. I think we left on Sunday morning. We came back on Sunday morning. We had so much fun. Swimming, fun. We behaved including me. If you see me, like a baby. Fun.
I will try this.
We relaxed. You know, we had so much fun, and they were happy. Come and see the praises. They will be singing your praise. I'm telling you, no teacher in my school can leave because someone wants to add 5,000. If you even want to add 10,000, they won't answer you. I'm not joking. You know, someone came to appraise them. I brought in an external body to appraise last term, this last term. And after her appraisal, she came. She said, "These guys are not ready to go anywhere." I said, "It is well. God is faithful. God is faithful." You know, and so that's part of the things we do that has kept this one. So please create time for relaxations. Create time for relaxations. Give them that opportunity to relax. Give them the opportunity to relax. Mm-hmm. I think I've talked about the hospital allowance. If you are sick in a term, you have 10,000 naira for yourself. Just go to the hospital and tell them you are a teacher or a staff member here, and you'll be treated for free. For free. Um, we also increase our salaries at every appraisal. It may not be something big. It can be just 1,000 naira increment, but something is adding. Don't allow them to remain stagnant for too long. A teacher is teaching 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, is the same 30,000. No. In my school, the increment may not be much. Like I say, you may not see me increasing somebody's salary with 10,000, but if it's 1,000, let it come all the time. Once we do our appraisal and you are good to go, and then, like I said, the onboarding process will tell you that once we appraise and you are good, I'm telling you, something will be added to your fees, your salary. It may not be much, but something will definitely be added to your fees. Another thing we do is maternity leave. We pay half payment for maternity leave. So if your maternity leave, something will still be entering your pocket. Some schools will say I remember that I heard someone say they do full payment. It's fine. Anything that works for you. See, one thing I'm doing here is, I'm not saying copy exactly what I'm doing. No, but just pick one or two things that will help. So in our maternity leave, when you're on maternity leave, we pay you half. We pay you half. So if you are able to pay full, it's fine. Don't leave them without anything. And so there is something accrued to you. Just like we visit every parent who give birth in our school with their pa and wife, we also visit our teachers or staff members who give birth with a gift. There's something. So maternity leave, pay them something. If you are not able to pay half, just divide. If it's 10,000 every month until their maternity leave is done, it's fine. For us, it is 8 working weeks that we give. You can decide to take more. It is when you are taking more that we are not paying you. And all these things are stated, in our onboarding process. They are stated there that your 8 weeks you'll be paid, but after 8 weeks and you decide to take more, then that's where you're on your own. So please, let's inculcate these things. We also give paternity leave. We give you 3 days as a father. Oh yes. We give 3 days as a father to go and take care of your wife. Yes. Or maybe prepare for naming another, but you must take 3 days leave as a father whose wife has put to bed, to go and handle 1 or 2 things, and you are paid for it. He's not in school, so we're no. Another thing that we do in my school, well, some parents, some school owners don't agree or don't want to believe with me on that, is that every term you have 2 days working leave. Every term you must go on a compulsory 2 days. It's not midterm. No, it's not midterm. 2 days working leave. The only thing is that at the beginning of the term, everybody submits. So no 2 people. Okay, so if we have 2 teachers in kindergarten, the 2 of you won't go on leave the same time. And so that's why we say submit at the beginning of the term. So we look at it and ensure that no 2 will go on leave the same time. But you have 2 days to yourself. Just go and rest. And I beg my staff members, I say, go and rest is go and rest. Don't use it to enter Eko or enter Imushi. No. Use it to, we want your brain to relax. We want your brain to relax. So when you are coming back, you are ready for work. So 2 days working leave and you are paid for it. When you do all this, even if we know that some of them will still use maybe a day to do some runs, but it's fine. Just give it to them. So at the beginning of the term, you submit. If it's somebody can in nursery one can say 16th and 17th of January, another person can say 21 to 20 and 22 of February, just like that. So we sit down with my team members and look at them, then we approve, and then we let you know that you are good to go. So 2 days working leave for every staff member. Um, there's something we also do when you bring in someone. You bring in a child to the school, or a family to the school. You have some percentage of the tuition of that child. So in my school, we've not done any major adverts. People bring people. I have some staff member who have brought, Mr. Adekona have brought over 7 people, and she's collecting her money. There's one Ms. Obona too. She has brought in the 5th person now. She will collect her money. So once they know, they go and they look for her. Come. Something is happening. They collect their money. Don't promise them and you are not doing it. So it's in our onboarding process that when you bring a child, I think 10% or so, I can't remember, is your own. And so they know once that month is ending, your 10% or I can't remember the percentage, neither 10 or 15, is entering your account. So with this, they are encouraged to bring in people. People. So you can also take a clue from that. What again do we do in my school that I've not shared? Okay, so I have an open door policy where every staff member can access me. Yes, I have an open door policy where every staff member, no matter who you are a cleaner, you are a minder, you are a nanny, you are a driver. If you come to my school, you may not even, when visitors come, they can't tell the owner of the school. But we are playing. They can't. You will hardly spot the owner of the school. I wear ID card. Some of you who have seen our pictures on Facebook, somebody called me one day, school owner. I saw you with ID card on your neck with your teachers. Yes, I wear ID card as the owner of the school. So you can hardly tell when visitors come in. Please, but we want to see the owner of the school. When I come in with my ID card, they are looking at me, is this the owner of the school? On Monday, we wear white and black. I also wear white and black. So when you do all this, they see you as part. You don't make rules and you don't do it. If we are doing our onboarding and we say we don't play with 7 a.m., I don't also play with 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is our devotion time. That's the time we come to draw strength. I cannot sit in my house and say my staff members are gathered by saying no. So they see it as is our, is not her, it's not their. So there are some things that I can't even share, because sometimes when I say, people fight me. What are you saying? I can count how many times I've missed devotion 7 a.m. in 5 years. I can count how many times that I have missed devotion as the school owner. So please, let's create this environment, and things will work out well. And finally, on this note, build capacity within. You are looking for head teacher, and then you are advertising outside. The people inside, the people inside, look inward. There's something in every staff member. There's something we do well in my school. You must have another stream of income. Nobody in my school, nobody. Everybody has something else they are doing, and we promote it. We promote it as a school. I have a staff member who sells bed sheets. So meaning that I cannot buy bed sheet outside when I have somebody inside that is selling and durable. I have a staff member who sells okrika. So if I want to buy, like there was a time we did, I don't know what we did. So we had to make the children wear white top. And so parents asked, can we get, my staff member took the contract. I can't give the contract to an outside when I have someone inside that can go to Katangwa and buy it, wash it, iron it and come and give us. So I think she bought those tops for 300 and sold to parents. The school didn't make 1 naira. We told her sell it to parents for 700. So she made 400 on each top. Promote what they are doing. I have a staff member who does chin. So every month she's into baking. Every month we pay her money for making cake for us. Like I said, we celebrate staff members and children with cake. So Mrs. Alabi is in charge of making our cake. I can't have a staff member who does cake and then I'll be buying cake outside or looking for someone. No. So promote what they do. Promote what they do. I have OTs in school. When parents come or my physios come and say, I need back slap, we can get, you see my OTs telling the parents, you can get it at Ojo. I say, can't you get it? It's something you can get. So if it is 10,000, you can collect 12,000 from the parents, do the runs, and you are making 2,000 naira. Promote them, help them. Some of them cannot tell. It is you that we help as a school owner to discover. I have helped, in fact, I have a bookshop, Inspired Christian Bookshop. But recently there's this my staff member who loves books too. She loves books. So when I bring in my book, she's asking me. So I said, I can see you can sell books. Miss Jibo, I said, so I will introduce you to where I buy my books. I'm not scared that tomorrow she will have a bigger, it doesn't matter. There's this ideology I have. If I have and you have, there won't be need for envy. There won't be need for envy. It is when it is only me that have, and it's only me. I tell my teachers, time will come when our cars will be, when parents come, say they'll be looking for where to park because teachers' cars are outside. So I'm not scared that tomorrow you want to open a school. Let me tell you something. One of the night vigils we have in my school, God spoke through me to a teacher of mine that you will not spend up to 5 years here. Anything you see me do, you better start learning because you are a school owner. I didn't even know when I said so. It was after the video that she came to me that do I know she has had a school, she has had a dream twice. Seeing me attacking her, what are you waiting for? It's time to start a school. I said, can you see? So will I now be scared that tomorrow, a staff member of my nursery head, as far back as 3 years ago, Titi, she started a school. And I'm fine with that. Of course, when she came, she told me that she had a dream of starting school one day, but that she needed to start somewhere. From a class teacher, she moved to admin, and today she has her school doing very well at Alakoko. Promote what they do. I'm not joking with all these things I'm saying about all these things I'm saying here. If you see my staff members, ask them. We promote. You are selling, somebody does akamu. Let me share something with you. I do kunu and zobo. Of course, I was brought up in the north, so I'm good with these things. But because I needed a staff member to, also make money, I left that business for her. I told her, I said, start making kunu and zobo. We have a fridge in school, so do it and put in our fridge. In fact, she started with my labels. She started that business with today she has her label. We drink kunu. Well, our cultural festival is coming. She will be the one to make kunu and zobo. So we promote some of them. Somebody does liquid soap. She is the one producing our liquid soap at a school every time. Every time we give her money. This time now I've given her almost 23,000 for 5 kegs or so. So I can't be buying liquid soap outside. Somebody does Isaiah. I can't buy Isaiah outside. Promote what your staff members do. Promote. You use them, pay for the service. Last December we all came and we decorated the hall for Christmas party. Yes, I know I couldn't pay them for that, but be grateful. I went and I ordered drinks. We all drank. So please build capacity within. You want to get a head of school, don't go and look for outside. Look inward. I know those in my school that have leadership capacity, and I say it to them. So if I'm sending them for trainings, I send them for leadership trainings. You as a school owner, you need to see beyond the physical. You need to see beyond your two eyes. I know those who have this leadership. When I'm sending you, I send you for leadership trainings. There's this boy in my school, Peter. Peter is not a graduate, but he knows a bit about speech therapy, so we took him. But beyond knowing a bit about speech therapists, I noticed that this boy has leadership capacity. So there was this training in Magodo I had to say at Mogudu. I sent him. When he came, the thank you alone made, I was like, Lord, thank you that I sent this boy for this training. He was thanking me like I gave him ₦1 million. By the time he even wrote what he got, 2 pages, he said, and so the striking thing that he's beginning to see work as worship. He said, I am seeing my work here as worship. If this is the only thing I got from that training, I think I am good to go. So look at your teachers, your staff members, build capacity from within. Look at them. What can they do? Advise them, help them. Some of them do not even know where they are. Some do not know their purpose. You can help them to find. Look at them. What is this one? Somebody is good at singing. My teachers now, I told them, I said, if you write a book, the school will publish it. I'm not joking about that. You sing a song, we will help you to publish it. So build capacity within. If they know you do all this as an organization, I tell you, they go nowhere. I've seen so many of my staff members say to me, I go nowhere, I die here, I die here. But I told them, I said, you won't die here. You have to move. You have to move. You go nowhere. No, you must go. And I made them understand that your here at Inspired is for a reason and for a season. 2 things. A reason and for a season. So you must be sensitive to know the reason you are here. You must be sensitive to know the season. Once your season, like I said to you, the OT that just left, I told him to leave. It was hard to make that decision, but I noticed that his season was over here. And so if he does not leave now, then he will be causing a lot of trouble. It's hard for me to read Ojo. He came into my system as a young Dipala boy who there was no direction when he came. In fact, go to my page and read his story. Yesterday, we all wept when he was talking about what Inspired has done in his life. We were weeping. Do you understand? He said he cannot write his story without mentioning the school. He said, I came in here as a boy. I'm living as a man. He's not married though, but the man in the context that I am now matured. Building capacity. We kept talking to him. Of course, he was the leader of that department, Great Minds Department. We kept talking to him, and today he has built leadership capacity that he can stand anywhere and talk, and they will hear him. I hope with this few points of mine, I've been able to convince you that when you put all these things into practice, your teachers go nowhere. Your staff members go nowhere.
Wow.
Thank you so much for having me, Teacher IT. Do I have questions?
Wow. God Almighty. First of all, congratulations on the 5th year.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody go for this year's side.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much for that. That was very wonderful. And there's some for people that have been following all the students that have spoken, there's a consistent thing to love their best their people. There's this open door policy. There's this do as I do, not do as I say. Not just do as I say. There's this closeness. There, it's not. It's a servant leadership where there is, our student yesterday was talking about how she's there with them, how she works together with them, how she push it together. The one this evening, Carrie
Mm,
Magodo spoke about how she sits in front of the school to welcome her parents, how she has an
mhm,
open door policy, getting down to you. She also mentioned how she has a free term payment for her staff, and you also mentioned this. I mean, I worked in a school as a teacher. Later, I left the bank, and I remember the school now always saying word. The man always saying word, and with that word, he said it at meeting, and that word is if you are beginning to spend more than 3, 4, 5 years in this place, I start getting afraid of you. You want to take my school from me?
mm.
And that statement he says brings such negativity among the staff. Well, the school is now closed down. So
Mm,
I mean,
mm.
it does to show that teachers are so essential in driving. So thank you very much for that wonderful presentation.
You're welcome.
Now we have great questions. Please drop your questions and can pick on some. So let me pick on some. I'm going to pick on one that I can answer. I don't want to go through the questions. Okay, I can see one here. Okay, I will see some questions. The challenge is that our school is a place where whatever you can pay a teacher can be gotten in the market in one. With all the training, purchase of materials, no teacher to implement or use 85% of what we have. The only ones that are going to be trained got admission last year. Others are not ready yet. They even confess that they don't want to do it for long. And no sure no school pay higher than what I pay. This is what can I do. Did you see the question?
Yeah, I'm trying to read too.
Okay. So,
Okay, is this from a school owner?
yes. From school asking, she has a challenge of she employs teachers, she has materials, she has all those things. But there's no teacher that wants to
Okay.
stay. They even tell her that they don't want to stay for long. And what can she do?
Okay, so is she doing because is her environment an enabling environment?
Right.
Because honestly, one thing I've seen with this one's walking about, I've seen so many teachers from all over my vicinity come into my school. And one thing I say to them is that I do not want to take you once you are coming from any of these schools around me. One of the things they keep saying, and teachers talk, they talk to themselves. So one of the things you hear them keep echoing is that maybe someone from Inspired has told them what we do here, and so they want to belong here. So the environment must be enabling. No matter what. Okay, so let me tell you, someone was sharing her experience with me. She works at Lekki, and her payment is 180 every month. So I asked her, I said, so why do you still want to leave? She said, I can't be collecting 180 and then I'm collecting all the insults on the earth. That this school owner in person can come and abuse them in presence of the children. And so that environment for me is not an enabling one. So no matter what you pay that person, he won't want to stay. For this young lady, she is already looking for a way out. So I'm collecting, because I was wondering. I said, 180 and you want to leave, what's the problem? And she said, with 180 you will collect all the insult on the earth. And so for me, that environment is not an enabling. You can't insult your teachers in presence of these children, even in presence of themselves.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So we must begin to check for other loopholes. What's making them not want to stay? What's making them not want? So this calls for sober reflection. It calls for deep thoughts. It calls for you sitting down and reflecting. One thing I do very well is every day when I come back home, I have like 30 minutes on my bed thinking of an activity. Okay, so let me share with you something that happened one day. My security man was on 2 days leave, and so we brought in the security man at the therapy center to come and stay in school. The mark, if it is Mark, this one in school, he will, once it is that 6:30 to 7, you see him outside looking for my car. But Baba will not do. And so this very morning, I came in maybe on a Monday morning, and Baba knows I want to come in on a Monday morning and do my morning rituals, anointing the school and all that. I was horning. Baba didn't hear. I horned like 3-4 times before Baba came out. In fact, he didn't come out until a staff member said, Baba, madam, they horn. And so Baba opened. When he opened, I said, Baba, so you won't make I horn 50 times before you open gate. God will help you. When I came in that Monday evening and I sat by my bed, I just had a replay of what happened. The next morning, sir, when I got to school, I went to Baba straight. Baba, I'm so sorry for the way I spoke to you yesterday. Madam, no problem. I dey work for you. I said, no, sir. I'm so sorry for the way I spoke to you yesterday. Let me share another scenario. I was so angry one day with my therapist. Yes, I was so angry one day with my therapist. We did an assessment, and they know that assessment report was supposed to be out in 2 weeks' time. And so it was this season we went to Badagry. They didn't meet up with the 2 weeks, and they never called the parents not to come. And so this parent arrived the school that morning for her assessment report. My therapists were walking from one place to another looking for the excuse to give. So I came, I said, what's happening? Bring out assessment report. And that was when they opened up that assessment report was not out. So I had to go apologize to the parents and told her, we will mail it to you. Then I came back with that anger to my therapist. Oh, Jesus. What I said to them that day, what nonsense? I am paying you for this job and you want to mess me up? As I was talking, they were also looking at me as in, I said I need this report latest by 3 p.m. on my table. Did you get that? They said yes. Sir, by the time I got back home and replayed this, I went to their platform and I said, please, the Holy Spirit has just told me that I was too harsh on you guys this morning. I beg you in the name of God, please have mercy, forgive me. After that apology, they all came to say, no, noted, man, no problem. No. The next morning at the devotion, after devotion, I announced, I want to beg the great minds, all my therapists, I'm so sorry for the way I spoke to you guys yesterday. It was out of anger. Please, I am so sorry. How many of us can do this?
That's in Africa.
And that's one of the things that are keeping these ones. They can't go. Because even when you shout like that, coming back to say, I'm so sorry. How many of school owners can say, I'm sorry to their staff members? You shout at them, can you come back and say, I'm sorry? You accuse someone wrongly, can you come back and say, I'm sorry? So enabling environment is, if I begin to talk on enabling environment, we won't live here. It's so much that you need to reflect on things, reflect on activity. I've had to say sorry to the children. My secondary school children, I flogged them. This time, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were supposed to be at the assembly by 7:30 and they didn't. So I flogged them. And when I was flogging these children, one of them said it's not their fault that it's keke, that the keke came late. Oh, I felt bad. I dropped my cane, went to all of them that I flogged, and I began to hug them. and told them that I'm sorry. Because of course it's not their fault. Keke came late to pick them. So is it their fault? So I hugged them and I said, I'm so sorry. If you come to my school, sir, ma, you will understand what I'm saying. There's an enabling environment and everybody just fall in. A teacher hits a child unnecessarily and you find out that there was no reason hitting this child. You see them going back to say, I'm sorry. My daughter came in one day, she's in grade 6, and told me that their teacher came in that morning and apologized to all of them in the class. That's because they've seen the owner of school do these things time without number. So apology is no longer a problem. So I asked her, I said, Mr. Adeko, why did she apologize? That she told us yesterday that we are making her angry in this school. And so she just came this morning to tell them that she was sorry for using that language on them. Wow. I never called the teacher till today. That's my daughter in grade 6 came to tell me that their teacher came for open apology. It takes a lot to do this, but that's because they have also seen the leader do this. So it's so easy for them to do. So Ma, or the person that asked this question, please, let's go back and do some check. Reflect. Reflect on your activities in a day and see how to begin to, make changes. When you do these things, I'm telling you, nobody will
Never
want
fail.
to go anywhere. Yeah.
Never fail. Ma, I want
I
to
hope
ask you
I
for a
answered
favor.
this.
I want to ask you for a favor.
Okay.
Um, I know it's going to take on your time. I want us to fix another day to talk about enabling environment
Okay.
because we are saying it from a very deep perspective, and at times, as a trainer, writer, I've said some of these things, but I want you to come from a practical standpoint of that because just like you said, people say I have materials, I have this, I have that, I have done this for them, I have done this for them, and all of those. And that number one point you mentioned, enabling environment, is actually the missing piece. That's that foundation. So even when school owners come with gifts, those teachers are suspicious because you are not nice, you are not a nice person. This gift you are bringing is so they are suspicious because from the foundation, like when the foundation is not there, that enabling environment itself is not there. And if we could have, I don't know, I know we are going to chat, talk on that later, but if school owners could see, because it's coming from a school owner, you are saying these things, you say sorry, you when you approach people and all of that, so it's looking like wow, is there a school owner that does this? And that might not immediately change so many school owners, but it can shake their belief. It can drop some consciousness into that if you do these things, it helps. Because people always think it's salary, it's bonus, it's this, it's that, it's when you do this, when you do that. And most of the time, it's these little things that actually start off that process. So thank you for that answer. Very, very robust. Thank you very, very much. Uh,
You're welcome.
somebody asked here that the teacher's father has been sick for some time, for 2 weeks, but he has not gone to visit, although they've been sending prayers. What do you think? Do I need to
Can
visit
you
on Wednesday?
project that question? It's
Okay.
like I'm not hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The teacher's father has been hospitalized for 2 weeks, but I have not gone to visit, although we have been praying for him. Do you think I need to visit or delegate staff?
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. That's another angle to what I'm saying, enabling environment. If he has been hospitalized for weeks and you have not gone there, then you are also raising some questions in the heart of this teacher. I remembered a few weeks back, my head of secondary, the school teacher husband was hospitalized for 3 days, and by the third day, I just told myself, no matter how busy I am, I must step in there. When they saw me, they were surprised. I do some things. My parents give birth Sometimes I appear. Sometimes I send, if I can't go, I send people. But for my staff members, you give birth, I will go and see you in the hospital. So for this one that the father has been hospitalized for weeks, ma, please, prayers will not work alone. You need to visit this particular person. Go to the hospital and see them. You may just sit and say you are praying. The staff in question may not even know you are praying. And even if they know, there is something that the visit will do that prayer will not do. There's something the prayers will do that, visit. There is something the visit will do that prayer will not do. We need to begin to go beyond, just boss and employee. No. Begin to see yourselves as a family. So if it's my father that is hospitalized, won't I go to the hospital? We need to go beyond that. Let me share something that happened. I'm going to digress a little. I went to write exam with some of my staff. And so the one I shared room with wore a bra and turned to me and said, "Ma, this is the bra you gave me." I say, "Mrs. Alabi, everything." And so she said, "Thank you so much. That since I gave her this bra, that's the only bra she wears." I've shared this somewhere and they are looking at me. You mean you gave it? Yes, I give them my clothes. I see them as family. I know there's this notation we have here. There's this mindset we have. Someone may use your clothes for medicine. They know born you well. I don't know how to explain something. I don't know how to explain something, but enabling environment is key. Please visit that man. Visit that man.
Wow.
I don't know how to say some things.
Wow. Wow. I know where you're coming from. Finally, I want to answer because we have spent, it's 2 hours now. 1 hour 32 minutes. Sounds good. This one, how do you draw a line? Because that's a worry now. We then not see finish. How do you draw a line between a cheerful leader and being a firm leader so your team do not take you for granted?
Good question. Good question. With all these things I have said about myself and my staff, I dare not give an instruction and you don't abide. I dare not. If I tell you you have 2 p.m. to submit something, they don't joke. You see all hand on decks. On Monday, we used to have our meeting and they know that they must all be seated before I come. It's normal. Once I walk into the hall, everybody is seated. I'm a very playful person. But when it comes in times of firmness, you can't, if I give orders, you can come in late. Okay, so there's somebody who lives just by the school. So I noticed that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she came late. So on Friday, I already told myself that this lady will go home. As she walked into school 7 minutes after 7, I allowed her. After devotion, I just announced, "Excuse me, young woman, you are going home right now." And they know, once I say that, nobody can beg me, you will go. I just said to her, I said, "Excuse me, young lady, you are going back home right now." And that settles the case. She tried to come out. This is the reason. I said, "No, you came late on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Your house is just here. Please, you are going home now." And she left. And she already knows. What it means is that there's a percentage that will leave your salary for the month of February. So you must learn as a leader to draw the line. When you give instructions, they must follow. But at the same time, you must also not say because you want to be a boss, you will now keep hurting people. No. I have people who come, my therapist that left, Ojo, has worked with me for 5 years, come from Bagada, coming from Bagada. So sometimes Ojo can come in 7 minutes after, 15 minutes after 7. I'll pardon him because Bagada is a far distance. But not that I will pardon him until I go to the platform and see that at maybe something few minutes to 7, maybe 5 minutes to 7, he has told us that I am still at Osho, the traffic is not moving. If he does not put such instructions on the platform, he will stand outside and face the consequence before he joins us. I've had people who come into school and I will tell you, okay, so we used to have a video before we start every term. If you don't come, even if you take permission, when you come on Monday morning at resumption, they already know the rule. You will not go to your duty post until you have gone to pray for 2 hours. So you are going straight to the hall to pray for 2 hours. So they don't play with such instructions, because if I get you. So we must draw the line between being a boss, or when you, of course, my teachers know when I tell them that you must begin to separate a person from the position. Sometimes I act as Mrs. Babuchi, but when I begin to act as the educational director of Inspire, they know. My head of school sometimes acts as Mrs. Adeshino, but when she's right up to her position as the head of school, they know, they clear. That's when you will see the red eyes. So even if you are a cheerful leader, you must be firm. So we must learn to marry these two. When am I acting as Mrs. Babuchi? When you come to me, or I have some of my staff members who will come to my house and call me my sister in my home. My sister in my home. But when we come to school, you dare not address me as your sister. We are not sister in the workplace. They know all this. That's why I said something when I started. I said, don't allow them come and meet you empty. If there are rules and regulations in place, they will not overstep their boundaries. Create boundaries in everything. Even in my home here, my helps know when I am acting as a mother and when I am acting otherwise. You must learn to draw boundaries in everything you do. I like talking though, so let me not bore you with so many thoughts. Yes.
Wow, I'm going to 10 minutes to 12 minutes to speak. We have to be in church tomorrow. I know that you enjoy it because it's your calling. If I keep bringing up the questions, you keep answering. So you have a passion for education. So I want to say thank you to our wonderful executive director, our highly esteemed leader, our world best ED that has spoken extensively with Inspired Christian Learning Center and such a wonderful school, wonderful leader. So God bless you. Thank you so much. We hope we
Thank
can
you.
create time to talk deeply about creating an enabling environment for
It's fine.
school, so that everybody can. So we are quick to the place of discipline. I will sack you. I will do this, but we don't sow the seeds of love and that's why most people that were teachers under some school owners that it's just like when we were in boarding school. Our seniors bullied us, so we had it in mind that these juniors, when they come, they will see what will happen, and we can see where it led at the end of the day, what is happening in the schools today, because that's how it has been. So same thing, some teachers were treated that way. So they felt when I was working with Mrs. So you dare not.
Mm.
And we learn more of that rather than also learning more of the compassion, the care, and things like that. So thank you so much. Uh,
You're welcome. My pleasure. Anytime.
yes, we are bringing it to a conclusion. So please do have a good night rest and
Thank you.
have a wonderful
Night.
time at church tomorrow. I know by 4 a.m. we are
Thank
out of
you.
the house tomorrow morning.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right.
All
Good
right.
night.
Bye. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the session for tonight, and we had a wonderful session with Mrs. Charity Gabuchi, who has given us extensive lecture on how to retain our teachers. If you want to get the replay, it's available at www.teachers.com/fresh. I will start pushing fresh from Sunday, from tomorrow. First of all, the inner circle offer for fresh in tomorrow. Then the general public will be allowed in from Monday. And from Monday, we will start pushing it, till Friday again, where we'll close it and go for another session. And all these videos will be in the library plus past videos. I'm telling you, I've been equipped, even personally, from yesterday to today. I've learned from people's experience. And I tell you, that's one of my strengths as a person. I've been able to work with hundreds of school owners over the period of 5 years, and I've focused my attention on practical strategies, combining that with what I learned from a consulting practice, and it has given me access to one of some of the most powerful, human beings, powerful school owners, impactful school owners that I've ever seen, admiring their work, and that's why I bring up these interviews, I bring up these lectures so that they can lecture us, they can see it from the practical side, especially for schools that are growing, that are sustainable, and are doing so well. Thank you for being a part of the blueprint. This brings to end the blueprint for this session. And I hope the next one is we're having a physical class, but it's only for the inner circle. The physical class come April 20th. We're going to be gathering together at the location in Ikeja. We're going to be having a day together. And it's going to be wonderful. I'm going to be spending one day. We're going to be dissecting crucial growth issues. Dickens Noni in the morning talked about why we must be patient in that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So we're going to be together again dissecting these issues. And I'll always be there because I care about you. Thank you for being part of the blueprint. See you in the next blueprint and see you in my post on the email, on the Facebook group, and on the WhatsApp group. God bless you. Have a great night rest. I have to rest now. Have a great night rest and see you on the group from tomorrow. All right. God bless you.